Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back into a brand new Rams House video. And today I will be breaking down the LA Rams 2022 NFL draft picks, telling you kind of what I think their role could be and how they could play on this LA Rams team. Before I get in the video, I really want to know your guys' favorite pick from the NFL draft. I will also tell you guys mine at the end of the video. So the first selection that the LA Rams ended up making was taking guard Logan Bruss, and I personally really like this pick. Not only is it a positive thing to add offensive line depth to your team, but it's great to get a guy who can come in and contribute day one, who has high upside, and who can play multiple positions. I mean, the big stat that you guys have probably been hearing all around is that he's only let up 1 sack since 2019, over 500 snaps played, only 1 sack, and that's a crazy stat. And you know, he has some high upside in the system. I'm really excited to see what he's able to do, especially with the history of the Rams being able to develop offensive linemen over a couple of years. But it's also really encouraging to hear that Sean McVay is going to have him competing for that right guard position in training camp. I think, again, it's really good to have a guy who's versatile. He can play both right tackle and right guard, so if Havenstein ever goes down, he could probably swing over to right tackle, which is really valuable. I think we'll get the best out of Logan Bruss at the right guard position, and I'm really excited to see what ends up happening, how that offensive line room ends up shaking out with Logan Bruss in the mix. The next selection that the LA Rams made in the 4th round was defensive back Durant. And if I'm being completely genuine with you guys, completely transparent, I don't know a ton about this player, but a theme in the offseason, a theme of what the Rams did in the draft is really telling me that the LA Rams are trying to have depth to that cornerback position and defensive back position, but also some competition to have in the training camps and be able to get the best players they can out of pure competition. And I'm a fan for that. So we'll see the way Durant ends up turning out. You know, who knows? He could be a superstar, he could be a bust. We'll see what ends up happening. But adding depth to that position is always good, especially when you have a cornerback like Kyron Williams leave. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this cornerback room turns out. Obviously, we have Jalen Ramsey. Now we got Troy Hill back, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be so cool to see the way the rest of the cornerback room shakes out, who the starters are going to be on day one and heading into the regular season. The next selection that the LA Rams made in the 5th round was running back Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame, and I'm really excited about this player. With Darrell Henderson set to be a free agent after this season, it's great to add some depth to that running back room, but I believe Kyron Williams can do a little bit more than just be depth on this team. The ability that he's going to be able to bring to the Rams is something that we don't have in the running back room. It's going to be really fun to see. I still expect Cam Akers to be the RB1, but I could legitimately see Kyron Williams taking that running back 2 spot from Darrell Henderson. Not only is he a great pass protector, he was viewed as the best pass protecting running back in this draft. He finds ways to make space. He finds ways to make people miss and break tackles. There's this one play where it was like he was running through the entire defense and he just kept on chugging. Yeah, he might not be the fastest running back, but he brings an element to this team that I think is going to be really exciting. We could see some different packages with him in there. So I'm really excited to see what Kyron Williams can bring to the team and watch for him to take that running back 2 spot. The next selection that the LA Rams ended up making was in the 6th round, where they took Quentin Lake, the safety out of UCLA. I know I've heard a lot of Rams fans excited about this pick because he's from UCLA, seeing what he's able to do in this Rams team. For me though, looking into this next season, this upcoming season that we're about to head into, I don't see him getting a ton of playing time at the safety position. I mean, just running through some of the names, we got Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott, Terrell Burgess, and Taylor Rapp. I mean, we got a pretty stacked safety room there, so I don't see him contributing on the defense right away. Who knows, they could put him in there. I do see him having a really good role on special teams and being a talented player there, and the Rams will probably end up developing him a little bit like they have done with their previous safeties. I mean, we took Terrell Burgess a couple years ago, and you know, we still haven't seen a ton of playing time out of him, so we'll see what ends up happening. I just don't imagine he has a large role, especially on the defensive side of the ball, coming into this season or even maybe the season after that. But I think if we develop him, he could be a really fun player to watch. So the next selection that the Rams made in the 7th round was Daniel Hardy, the linebacker out of Montana State. And he reminds me a lot of Chris Garrett. You guys know that I really like Chris Garrett, and it's going to be interesting to see if he gets a bigger role this season at that edge position. Obviously, he came out of a little bit of a smaller school, but he has some high upside for the Rams. I think if he gets developed and has some time to develop over the years, he could become a really fun player to watch. We'll see what ends up happening. I don't see, you know, him getting any playing time this season, especially with some of the depth we have at that edge position, but we'll see what ends up happening with him. The next selection we made in the 7th round was safety Russ Yeast out of Kansas State, and this is another pick to me. I just feel like it's, again, more for depth, more for competition in training camp. We'll see what type of player he ends up being, but I really don't envision him getting a ton of playing time in the next couple of years. You know, he could be a superstar like I was talking about with Quentin Lake, but I just really don't see him getting a ton of playing time. And again, he could be a special teamer as well. The next and final selection was AJ Arcuri out of Michigan State, the tackle. And I don't really see him, like similar to the last few picks, I don't see him getting a lot of playing time with us. You know, kind of unfamiliar with this prospect. I think if the Rams can develop him like they have with some other players that other types of, you know, teams or other types of analysts doubt, you know, they could end up turning him around and he could be a really good player. But I don't see him getting playing time for the next few years. I think he's going to be developing, and then when some of our linemen leave, he could have a chance to step up. So now it is time for me to reveal to you my favorite pick from this NFL draft that the LA Rams made. And it's really hard. I'm just gonna tell you my two favorite, and that's Kyron Williams and that is Logan Bruss. I mean, both these picks have such high upside and they have a chance to contribute a lot this season. It's gonna be really fun to see the way these guys turn out, and I think they were both steals and they're gonna fit our team really well. But once again, I want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite pick? What was your favorite moment of the draft? Or just let me know any of your thoughts down below. As for me though, I am Rams House. I appreciate you guys for stopping in the video. Thumbs up and God bless.